Hello and welcome back to Grim Survival, Tuesday, September 8th, 2020, and it's hot outside. One of the hottest days of year here in Indiana. We're looking at like 95 something degrees, and that's little Grim sticking her head up back there. Did you see that? Well, there she is, yeah. All right, be quiet, sit down.
Bye.
Yeah, go on. All right, yeah. Today I'm just going to talk about rich versus poor because I've been reading a book again. This would be the second time I've gone through it. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I really like this book. It really is eye-opening, and I had to read it again. Just because, I need all this stuff to stick in my head, and I'm one of those people who learns by repetitive action, so the more I do something, the more it sticks with me. I can remember things that I used to do repeatedly over and over again 20 years ago, and yeah, I still remember it. So, that being said, read the book again. In the first chapter of the book, it says that one of them would believe that the root of all evil, being rich is the root of all evil. And one would say being poor is the root of all evil. And I'm going to tell you which one I agree with. And I agree with the one who says being poor is the root of all evil. There's an old saying that goes around, idle hands do the devil's work. Well, what do you do mostly when you're idle, or when you're poor is your idle, right? When you're poor, you're mostly idle. You're bored. You don't have anything to do. I mean, if you do have a job, you probably work it to death and then you go home and do nothing. So, yeah, being bored. I'm sitting in a parking lot waiting for somebody to come out of the grocery store, and there's people walking next to my vehicle. It's kind of annoying. There's too many people in the world. Coronavirus, what happened to you? All right. Yeah. I was watching Bear Independent yesterday, and he was giving stats on, he posted a video on YouTube, defensive driving. You should go watch it. I agree with some of his points, most of them actually. And yeah, anyway, too many people in the world. You get killed more by driving your car. More people die by driving their cars than they do by coronavirus. It's yeah, statistically speaking, coronavirus is just not even on the board. There she is again. She's just going to keep sticking her head in the video. Shh. All right, back to the point, rich versus poor. That's probably the title of this video. I believe that being poor is the root of all evil. I follow a pastor named Jesse Duplantis. You should look him up. He talks about what is expected of people, what the Bible expects for you, what you are actually supposed to have. I mean, in the Bible, it said that people would give up everything to follow Jesus around, and he would expect that of you, to just drop everything. But were those people following him poor? No, they had everything and then some. Why? Because they followed him. People who gave up their entire fortune to follow him would have more at the end of that. Why? Because he does not want you to suffer. He doesn't want you to be poor. I mean, that's just, yeah, that's not the way life is. Working your life away, 9 to 5, which is a joke nowadays. Nobody works 9 to 5. You work 9 to 9, 12-hour shifts, 10-hour days. I mean, 60 and 70 hours a week. You have to if you're not going to live through it. You just got to keep sticking your head in that video, aren't you? Anyway, shush. I'm talking here. You're interrupting. You're making me lose my train of thought here. What was I talking about? Poor kids, right? I mean, she has too much stuff. That kid has a phone that she should not have in her hand. It's too expensive. And I guess you pay. Sit down. Anyway, back to the point, rich versus poor. I mean, being poor really is the root of all. Of course, there are rich people that abuse their power. That's the best way to put it. You're abusing the power. Because when you have an abundance, you should help people who don't. And you shouldn't help people by, the people that stand on the sides of the roads when you're getting off interstates and they're holding signs and this and that. If you hand them a $20 bill, are you helping them or are you hurting them? I mean, it's a matter of perspective, and it's a matter of what they would probably do with the money. Most people standing on the side of the road, now this is not all, but most of them got there by drugs and alcohol. So when you hand somebody $20 who's standing on the side of the road, shaking like this, he went to the liquor store 5 minutes later, bought another bottle with that $20. You are not helping that person at all. Now, Jesse Duplantis will preach to you about the way he helps. He doesn't fund poor people. He breaks poverty. That's what he says. He does not fund your poor life. He will break your poverty. How does he do that? Now, he does not tell you how much money he spends, and it says in the Bible why you should not say how much money or how you help people. You should not do that because that is not blessing them. You are doing it then for other reasons that you shouldn't be doing it for. If you hand somebody something as a gift, I mean, it just to help them. You're not supposed to go and brag about that or just, ooh, look what I did. And, that's not the way life is supposed to be. I need a sheet right here. That black sheet when I'm standing in the studio room I have? What's behind it? That's that right there. That's what's behind. No, that's not where. There's a wall back there. All right, hush, sit down. All right, obviously, see, this is why I don't record in my house. Right there. You just can't get away from them. All right, so yeah, philosophies on life, rich versus poor. Shush. You're gonna make me edit my video. I'm gonna have to yell at you. Knock it off. All right, so rich versus poor. Read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's $5 on Kindle right now. You can get it for $5 on paperback. I think the audio version's pretty cheap right now. It's a book that he wrote back in the 90s, I believe. And yeah, I mean, read the book. The guy has a lot of money, and for good reason. For very good reason. Same thing with a lot of these pastors that people say, he must be doing something wrong, or he must be, he's not really for God because he has this nice house and he has all this nice stuff and he has all this money. So he must be doing something evil. He's not for God, right? That's what people say. See, that's the philosophy of, having money and being rich is the root of all evil. That's just a dumb thing to think. How does that even pertain to evil by having money? Because somebody was smarter than you, worked harder than you, was dedicated and made a living and made something of their life and created a financial, freedom. That's really what it is. I lost my S-Pen. It's down there somewhere. Financial freedom. And they're evil because of that. No, maybe, just maybe they prayed their way all the way through that. Maybe God led them through that. Maybe they had help somewhere. Maybe. So, do you really believe that being rich is the root of all evil? Well, if I was rich, I wouldn't be sitting in this car, first off. I'd be sitting in a better car. But if I was rich, I would help people. I would do. That's what I would do. Help people. I would help people. I would start by helping her. Some etiquette classes. All right, that's enough of me and her. Say bye. This has been Grim Survival. I'll see you later. Hey, don't forget to... Yeah, make her famous. Make her famous. Don't forget to subscribe to the video so she gets famous. See you guys later.